OutDaughtered's Adam and Danielle Busby address backlash over moving with their quintuplets. For years, OutDaughtered fans have watched Adam and Danielle Busby navigate life in a way few families ever experience. Raising the only all-girl quintuplets in the United States, alongside their eldest daughter Blake, has never been simple. Every decision the Busbys make seems to come with extra weight, extra eyes, and extra opinions. So when Adam and Danielle announced their decision to move with their 6 daughters, they likely knew some level of backlash was coming. What they may not have fully anticipated was just how emotional and divided the response would be. The move sparked intense discussion across social media, fan forums, and comment sections. Some viewers were supportive and understanding, while others felt confused, disappointed, or even upset. Many questioned why the family would uproot their children after years of establishing roots. Others worried about the impact on the quintuplets, who have grown up in front of the cameras and already live lives far from normal. Rather than ignore the noise, Adam and Danielle chose to address the backlash head-on. In doing so, they revealed not only the reasoning behind their decision, but also the emotional toll that public judgment can take on a family that is simply trying to do what they believe is best for their children. At the heart of the controversy is a reality many fans sometimes forget. While OutDaughtered is a television show, the Busbys' lives are real. The move was not a storyline crafted for drama, nor was it a spur-of-the-moment choice. According to Adam and Danielle, it was the result of long conversations, careful planning, and deep consideration of their family's future. From the outside, it may have looked sudden. For the Busbys, however, it was something they had been thinking about for a long time. Adam has been open about the pressures of providing for a large family in the public eye. As the quintuplets have grown older, their needs have changed. School schedules, extracurricular activities, emotional development, and mental well-being have all become more complex. What worked when the girls were toddlers no longer fits their current stage of life. Danielle, meanwhile, has been especially vocal about how deeply she thinks about her children's stability. As a mother, she has often spoken about wanting to give her daughters a sense of normalcy, even within an extraordinary family situation. That desire played a major role in the decision to move. Still, fans reacted strongly. Some viewers expressed concern that moving could disrupt the quintuplets' friendships and routines. Others worried about how another major change might affect children who have already experienced more public exposure than most kids their age. A portion of the audience questioned whether the move was driven by financial motives, filming opportunities, or a desire for change unrelated to the children's needs. The speculation hurt. Adam addressed this directly, explaining that many of the assumptions being made online did not reflect reality. He emphasized that every major decision they make is centered on their daughters. The move, he said, was not about running away from anything, but about moving toward something better. Danielle echoed that sentiment, noting that motherhood has taught her to listen to her instincts, even when others don't understand. She acknowledged that fans feel invested in their family because they've watched the girls grow up. At the same time, she gently reminded viewers that being invested does not mean having full insight into the private struggles and considerations that happen off-screen. One of the most difficult aspects of the backlash was the tone of some comments. While many fans shared respectful concerns, others crossed the line into harsh judgment. Danielle admitted that reading criticism about her parenting was especially painful. As a mother, she already carries the weight of constant self-doubt, and public scrutiny only amplifies those feelings. Adam added that social media can quickly turn complex decisions into oversimplified narratives. A move becomes selfish. A change becomes reckless. But real life, he explained, doesn't work that way. There are layers of reasoning, emotional factors, and practical realities that can't be captured in a single post or headline. The couple also addressed why they felt it was important to speak out instead of staying silent. For Adam and Danielle, transparency has always been part of their relationship with fans. From sharing the challenges of raising quintuplets to discussing health struggles and marriage stress, they've tried to be honest about the realities of their lives. Ignoring the backlash, they felt, would allow misunderstandings to grow. Danielle explained that while they don't owe anyone an explanation, They wanted to clarify their intentions out of respect for viewers who genuinely care. She emphasized that disagreement is okay, but assumptions about their love for their children are not. A major point they highlighted was the emotional environment of the household. As the quintuplets grow older, they are becoming more aware of the world around them, including the attention they receive. The Busbys have had to think carefully about how to protect their daughter's emotional well-being while still honoring commitments tied to the show. The move, according to Adam, was partly about creating a space that better supports their family dynamic. It wasn't about abandoning their past, but about adjusting to the present and preparing for the future. Danielle also pointed out that change is not inherently harmful. While routine and familiarity are important for children, growth sometimes requires stepping into something new. She shared that they approached the move gradually, with lots of communication and reassurance for the girls. Fans who worried about the quintuplets' schooling were also addressed. Adam clarified that education was a top priority and that careful thought went into ensuring a smooth transition. The goal was to minimize disruption while maximizing long-term benefits. Another layer of the backlash came from viewers who felt emotionally attached to the family's previous home. Over the years, that house had become almost a character on OutDaughtered itself. It was the place where fans watched the girls take their first steps, celebrate birthdays, and experience milestones. Danielle acknowledged that sentiment, saying she understood why people felt nostalgic. She admitted that leaving the home was emotional for her as well. That house held memories she will always cherish. But she also recognized that holding on to a place purely for sentimental reasons isn't always practical. Adam described the move as bittersweet. There was excitement about new possibilities, but also sadness about closing a chapter. That emotional complexity, he said, is something he wished more critics would consider before passing judgment. The Busbys also addressed the idea that being on television somehow disqualifies them from making private decisions. Adam stressed that while they share parts of their lives publicly, they still deserve boundaries. Not every choice is made for the cameras, and not every explanation can or should be shared in full. Danielle expanded on this by explaining that motherhood has taught her the importance of filtering outside noise. When opinions start to conflict with her sense of what's right for her children, she chooses to trust herself. That doesn't mean she ignores feedback, but it does mean she won't let it override her parental instincts. One of the most powerful moments in their response came when Danielle spoke about guilt. She admitted that no matter what choice they make, guilt often follows. If they stay, they worry about missed opportunities. If they move, they worry about disruption. That emotional tug-of-war is something many parents can relate to, even if their lives aren't televised. Adam added that being a father to 6 daughters has reshaped how he views criticism. He wants to model resilience and confidence for his girls, showing them that it's okay to make thoughtful decisions even when others disagree. The couple also made it clear that they're learning as they go. Raising quintuplets doesn't come with a manual, and neither does navigating fame while trying to preserve a sense of normal family life. They acknowledged mistakes they've made in the past and expressed openness to growing from them. Despite the backlash, Adam and Danielle expressed gratitude for the support they've received from many fans. Messages of encouragement, understanding, and kindness reminded them why they chose to share their story in the first place. Those voices, they said, helped balance out the negativity. Danielle specifically thanked fellow parents who reached out to say they understood the difficulty of making big family decisions. That shared empathy made her feel less alone during a time when criticism felt overwhelming. As for the future, the Busbys remain focused on their daughters. Adam emphasized that the success of the move won't be measured by public approval, but by how their children adjust and thrive. If the girls feel safe, supported, and happy, then the decision will have been worth it. Danielle echoed that sentiment, saying that motherhood has taught her to prioritize peace over perfection. She hopes fans can extend grace, not just to their family, but to parents everywhere who are doing their best with the information and resources they have. The backlash over the move ultimately highlighted a broader reality of modern fame. When families share their lives publicly, the line between support and entitlement can blur. Adam and Danielle's response served as a reminder that even reality TV families deserve compassion. Their story isn't about a house or a location. It's about adaptation, growth, and the courage to make difficult choices in the face of scrutiny. It's about two parents trying to guide six young girls through a world that is watching their every move. In addressing the backlash, Adam and Danielle didn't ask for universal agreement. They asked for understanding. They asked fans to remember that behind the show is a real family, facing real challenges and making real decisions with love at the center. As OutDaughtered continues, viewers will no doubt see how the move shapes the next chapter of the Busby family's journey. What remains clear is that Adam and Danielle are committed to doing what they believe is right for their daughters, even when that path isn't easy. In the end, the backlash became less about criticism and more about conversation. And through that conversation, Adam and Danielle reminded everyone watching that parenting isn't about pleasing an audience. It's about protecting, nurturing, and guiding the children entrusted to you one difficult decision at a time. OutDaughtered's Danielle Busby fears possible heart surgery in sneak peek of new season. Danielle Busby has always been known as the steady heart of OutDaughtered, the calm presence balancing the beautiful chaos of raising six daughters while managing a business, a marriage, and life in the public eye. For years, viewers have watched her juggle motherhood with grace, even when the cameras captured moments of exhaustion, stress, and uncertainty. But in a new sneak peek of the upcoming season of OutDaughtered, Danielle opens up in a way that feels more vulnerable and more serious than ever before. This time, the concern isn't just about parenting challenges or relationship strain, it's about her health and the frightening possibility of heart surgery. The preview reveals a Danielle who is visibly anxious, reflective, and emotionally weighed down by questions she never imagined she would be asking at this stage of her life. As she talks about her symptoms and the medical tests she has been undergoing, it becomes clear that this is not a storyline manufactured for drama. This is real fear, real uncertainty, and a real family facing something that could change everything. Danielle has been open in past seasons about struggling with unexplained health issues. Fans may remember her talking about fatigue, dizziness, pain, and moments where she felt like her body was failing her without warning. At the time, doctors struggled to pinpoint exactly what was wrong. She pushed through because that's what mothers do, especially mothers of six young girls who rely on her every single day. But as the sneak peek reveals, those unresolved health concerns have not gone away. In fact, they appear to have intensified. In the new footage, Danielle discusses appointments with specialists and the reality that doctors are now focusing more closely on her heart. The word surgery is mentioned carefully, almost cautiously, as though saying it out loud makes it more real. The possibility alone is enough to shake her, and it's clear that the thought of heart surgery brings with it a cascade of fears not just about the procedure itself, but about what it means for her family. Danielle's voice cracks as she talks about the unknown. She doesn't know what the final diagnosis will be, and she doesn't know whether surgery will become unavoidable. That uncertainty hangs heavily over her. For someone who thrives on structure, schedules, and keeping everything running smoothly for her household, not knowing what's coming next is deeply unsettling. What makes this moment especially emotional is how Danielle frames her fear. It's not about herself alone. Her thoughts immediately go to Adam and their six daughters. She wonders how they would cope if she needed major surgery. She worries about being physically unable to care for her children during recovery. She fears the idea of being sidelined, even temporarily, when her family depends on her so much. Adam Busby's reaction in the sneak peek is quiet but powerful. He listens, clearly trying to stay strong for his wife while processing his own worries. Adam has always been a hands-on father and a supportive partner, but this situation places him in a role no spouse wants to imagine, possibly preparing to support his family through a serious medical crisis. His concern is evident in his expression, even when he doesn't say much. The emotional weight of the moment underscores something that OutDaughtered has always done well, showing that behind the smiles, celebrations, and viral moments, real families face real struggles. Danielle's health journey reminds viewers that even those who seem to do it all are not immune to fear, vulnerability, and uncertainty. As Danielle talks about her symptoms, she explains that they've affected her daily life in ways that are hard to ignore. Simple tasks can feel overwhelming. Some days, She feels drained before the day even begins. There are moments when she questions whether what she's feeling is normal stress or something much more serious. That internal battle wondering if you're overreacting or underreacting is something many people can relate to, especially when it comes to health. The sneak peek suggests that Danielle is at a turning point. After years of pushing through discomfort and unanswered questions, she's now being forced to confront the reality that her body may be signaling something significant. Doctors are taking a closer look, and with that scrutiny comes the possibility of answers, but also the possibility of difficult decisions. Heart surgery is not a phrase anyone wants associated with their name, especially not a busy mother in her early 40s. Danielle admits that the idea scares her deeply. It's not just the surgery itself, it's the risks, the recovery, and the fear of the unknown. She talks about lying awake at night, her mind racing with what-ifs. What if something goes wrong? What if recovery takes longer than expected? What if her children see her scared? These questions linger, unspoken but heavy. Danielle's openness in this moment is striking. Reality television often glosses over medical issues or simplifies them into neat story arcs, but this sneak peek feels raw and unfinished, much like real life. There's no resolution yet, no clear diagnosis, no definitive plan, just a woman grappling with the possibility that her health may require serious intervention. For longtime fans of OutDaughtered, this storyline hits especially hard because they've watched Danielle grow into her role as a mother of 6. From the early days of managing 5 infants at once to navigating school schedules, extracurricular activities, and business ventures, Danielle has always been the organizer, the planner, the one keeping everything together. Seeing her face a situation she cannot control is deeply emotional. The sneak peek also highlights how Danielle's health concerns affect her emotionally. She admits feeling frustrated and helpless at times. There's a sense of mourning for the version of herself who could push through anything without consequence. Accepting that her body may have limits is not easy for her, and that internal struggle is evident. Adam's presence throughout this journey is a reminder of the strength of their partnership. He reassures Danielle that they will face whatever comes together. Still, the fear lingers. Love doesn't erase uncertainty, but it does provide comfort in moments like these. As the new season approaches, it's clear that Danielle's health will be a central focus. Viewers will likely see more doctor visits, more conversations, and more emotional moments as the Busby family navigates this difficult chapter. The sneak peek sets the tone for a season that feels heavier, more introspective, and deeply personal. Danielle's willingness to share her fears on camera may also resonate with viewers who are facing their own health challenges. There's something powerful about seeing someone admit they're scared, especially someone who is usually seen as strong and capable. It's a reminder that fear doesn't mean weakness, it means you care deeply about what's at stake. The possibility of heart surgery forces Danielle to slow down and listen to her body, something she admits she hasn't always done. In a world that often glorifies pushing through pain and ignoring warning signs, her story serves as a quiet but important reminder of the importance of paying attention to one's health. As the sneak peek ends, there's no clear answer about what lies ahead. The uncertainty remains, and that's what makes it so compelling and so real. Life doesn't always provide neat conclusions, especially when it comes to health. Sometimes, all you can do is take the next step and hope for clarity. For the Busby family, that next step involves leaning on each other, trusting their doctors, and facing the unknown with as much courage as they can muster. Danielle's fear is palpable, but so is her strength. Even in the face of something as daunting as possible heart surgery, she continues to show up for her family and for herself. As OutDaughtered returns with this deeply personal storyline, viewers will not just be watching a reality show, they'll be witnessing a family navigating one of life's most challenging moments together. Danielle's journey is far from over, and whatever the outcome, her honesty and vulnerability have already left a lasting impression. This season promises to be one of the most emotional yet, not because of dramatic twists or manufactured tension, but because it reflects something profoundly human: the fear of the unknown, the importance of family, and the strength it takes to face uncertainty head-on. Danielle Busby's story reminds us that even the strongest hearts sometimes need care, and that acknowledging fear can be the first step toward healing.